Hello and welcome to winter racing at Belmont Park and a Saturday edition of the box seat for the 5th of June 2021. We're expecting perfect winter racing conditions, 21 degrees, rail at the 6 metres, sun around and the track a good 4. We roll straight into a Tab Touch West Speed Platinum race to start the program. We get to see the return of the grey mare in I'm Pretty, so we go to the trials and see her victorious.
Yeah, bravo, Amacinas. Unpredictable Harry His and Hers. I'm Pretty skips a length clear. In second, Chest and Flyer. They've raced right away from the remainder. Amacinas finally gets to the outside and is beginning to come with some kind of run, but I'm Pretty, Chest and Flyer remain the two leaders. I'm Pretty doing too well for Chest and Flyer, and I'm Pretty strides out impressively late.
I thought it was a very impressive trial from this grey mare. We know her more as a back marker, but she definitely looked in that trial like she was sharp. Straight to the front under William Pike, was able to kick through underneath those horses and actually ran away from them, I thought, in the concluding stages. She was nominated and accepted for an identical race just last week, but the stable elected to scratch from that, citing a future nomination. So 7 days later, we see her here at 7 furlongs rather than 6 last week. I think that's going to be the key here. She's likely to get back in the field, but I loved her trial. I love the placement. I think it's a really nice race for her. And we get a price with William Pike to ride as well. She's likely to be north of $3.50. So I'm going with one of the better bets, in fact, on the program, number 3 in I'm Pretty. Number 1, Speedy Miss, who is a 2-time winner in Class 5 grade, a stronger class of race than this. Number 2, Bollinger Boy, who was luckless first up. And number 4, the likely leader, Lace Vinsky. My numbers in race number 1, 3, 1, 2 and 4. Race number 2, Old Mate's Sports Bar and Eatery Handicap over the 1,000 metres for 3-year-olds. We watch the first up victory of Goes Two Walks.
Cross statement shaken up satin black, followed further back in the field, no white flag, still about 6 or 7 from the leaders. They went past the 300 Shock Result on the outside. Crypto Queen closing it down though. Crypto Queen Shock Result now Goes Two Works called upon. Satin Black is finishing strongly deeper out. Goes Two Walks comes at Crypto Queen. Goes Two Walks hits the lead. Goes Two Walks beat Crypto Queen. Third might be...
Definitely coming off the back of a first up 1,000 metre victory, Goes Two Walks is naturally going to be in and amongst the selections here. But I'm actually going with the stablemate in Brooklyn Pier. I think the horse has got a lot of upside. He definitely goes well fresh, and he gets an almost identical map scenario to what he enjoyed first up last campaign when he ran straight past the speedy filly in Madame Torio. Stevie Parnham looking for his first winner back from injury. I think this is it. I think Brooklyn Pier is actually a pretty good bet in this field. Likely to open up somewhere around $4, and I think that's a bet in this field. It's a small select field, but he gets his opportunity, he flies fresh, he loves the Belmont 1000 and was a winner in identical circumstances last campaign. Number 2 for me at his return, Brooklyn Pier. Number 7, Time Scale, who's probably going to get a very similar run, just tracking up the hot speed that we all anticipate from the filly Madame Torio. Very good last start in a form reference that's held up through Hot Z and Graceful Girl. Number 1, the filly herself, the speedster, Madame Torio. She only knows one way, it's jump and run, but 59.5 kilos is a lot of weight for a tiny little filly. Number 5, our replay horse, Goes Two Walks. Good strong winner there in replay, but this is definitely harder. My numbers in race number 2, 2, 7, 1 and 5. Race number 3, Amelia Park Plate over 1,000 metres for the 2-year-olds. We get to see Ultimate Command go round again. This is her pushing the stablemate last start in Flying Missile.
The 300 Ultimate Commander led the way. Flying Missile about to be clicked up by Chris Parnham to come after Ultimate Commander. Now he does, and he releases the brakes, but he's got a battle on his hands. Ultimate Command is fighting tooth and nail. Ultimate Command and Flying Missile. The stablemate's having a 2-horse war. It'll be the favourite though that prevails. Flying Missile was too strong.
That has to be far and away the best form reference that we'll see in the 2-year-old racing at the moment. Flying Missile won 3 in a line. We saw out of the race prior to the replay that was also Ultimate Command running second to Flying Missile. The 4th horse come out in Ain't No Other Man and win 2 in a line. So the form is white hot here. There's no Flying Missiles. We saw at the opening Belmont Park meeting what she was able to do to unraced horses. So I think here it's pretty simple. Straight to the front for Brad Parnham. Don't look back. To lead throughout number 1 and make it a well-deserved victory, Ultimate Command. Number 11, and that's Wise Words, who was defeated narrowly last start in a Wednesday 2-year-old race, but by Vega Magic's brother, who might just have a bit of upside in Magic to Exceed. Number 5, Bopping Blue. This was a market mover on debut, 650 into 340. Never really settled, over-raced pretty badly, and now is drawn awkwardly, but where there's smoke, there's fire. And number 14, Search and Rocks, who's effectively on debut, first up, no trial. Hasn't been seen publicly since November, but what we did see back then, I thought was pretty impressive. My numbers in race number 3, 1, 11, 5 and 14. Race number 4, Crown Perth Handicap, 2,200 metres for the stayers. We're going to watch the last start victory of Adornment.
Almighty, followed by Touch of Silver. They come past the 250. That's Funny As, still by about 2.5. Down the outside, though, is Adornment starting to really pick up. That's Funny As in front. War God is getting a late run. That's Funny As. Adornment coming. That's Funny As. Adornment lunging. Adornment in the last stride. Got there from That's Funny As.
A mile there in replay, now out to 2,200, but this mare has had 5 starts at 2,200 for 2 wins and 2 minors. She's always been a very handy stayer, just below those top enders for Bob and Sandra Peters, but a very good bread and butter Saturday horse. Once she hits form, she really holds form. She gets out to the staying trip. She finds a race with little to no tempo. So probably looking at this map, it's a horse like a Black Shadow, it's a horse like a Bella's Idol, or maybe even a mare like Adornment that's going to have to take it up. But regardless, it's going to be a slowly and muddlingly run race. So we'll back in William Pike to make all the right decisions on the mare. Number 2 to make it 2 in a line, Adornment. Number 1, Bella's Idol, who got within a length of the flying Maricino last start. He'd won a Diggers Cup, a Eurythmic Stakes and an Albany Cup. So to get within a length of him, very good effort from this ever-consistent horse. Number 6, Black Shadow, backs up off 7 days, drops in weight, going really well. Number 4, not to be missed, the Grey. It's probably a query on whether or not he gets 2,200, but if he does, it's a nice map for him. My numbers in race number 4, 2, 1, 6 and 4. Race number 5, free entry to Belmont Park Handicap over the 1,000 metres at 66 plus grade. We go back 7 days ago, watch the plunge horse in victory, It's Comes a Time.
Colours straightens up, running fourth. How's the Serenity off its back? Goes forward with Macanto. Regal Magic cutting back to the inside of Mystical View. Devoted Stars last. Comes a Time. Has to be shaken up to try and shake off Agent J. And now here comes City Circle. And down the outside as well. Running on. How's the Serenity? Devoted Stars jumping out of the ground, but Comes a Time is kicking. Comes a Time. Comes a Time.
The punters were not afraid to open the wallet last week. This horse Comes a Time, $3.40 into $2.15. It was an absolute plunge job, and they got the cash, the punters. This horse is so much better when Paul Harvey's in the saddle for whatever reason. He gets the horse out of the gates, he takes up a prominent position, and he gives a really good, strong kick turning for home. It was a fighting victory there, but he's going to have to go to a new level here because this is a pretty hot 66 plus. We have mares like Amacinus coming through the grade, Boomtastic proven in stronger grade, and my on-top selection, E Always, who I thought was excellent last week behind Nero Dio. Backs up off 7 days, first up to second up. It's something we don't see very often, and it is definitely a little bit of an air of caution going with him. But he should get a lovely track into this, 3 back the fence, and if Craig Staples sees daylight, E Always has a wonderful turn of acceleration. So for me, on the back up, number 3, E Always. Number 7, Amacinus, hasn't been seen for a couple of months since the back end of the season at Ascot. But what she showed when last in work was a blistering turn of foot and a very, very progressive mare. Number 8, Reign of Fire, a 3-year-old taking on the older horses. The blinkers were instated in his recent trial, and it was an emphatic victory as well over the filly Saleya. I think Jordan Turner will be tracking the tempo here, and definitely a 3-year-old on the rise. And number 4, Comes a Time. This is so much harder than what he beat last start, but as we saw there in replay, the money was on and he was strong late. My numbers in race number 5, 3, 7, 8 and 4. Race number 6, Bluestone Handicap over a mile. And for the box seat viewers, we love this filly. We continue to watch her go around. It's Try For Us winning again.
line. 400 metres to go. The Verdict in front. Aragain going up on the outside. San Crispino coming through as Cuban Twist. Loose Box back on the inside. Here's the favourite now joining in. Try For Us with a good run as well. Inside the 200. Try For Us is coming down the outside. Cuban Twist getting through, but it's Try For Us and Cuban Twist and then Sluice Box and the Verdict and late as So War, but Try For Us has sped clear and Try For Us beat Cuban Twist.
She almost feels like part of the family. Try For Us. Every time we have a box seat episode or meeting where she's engaged, we watch the replay, we tip into her, we make her one of the best, and she just keeps winning. I don't see a reason why it'll stop here. She's definitely a filly that can go on to bigger and better things. She was nominated for the Raconteur Stakes, the listed race for the 3-year-olds, but again, Adam Durant just keeps her away from those top-end 3-year-olds. Takes on the older horses, and at the moment, it is paying dividends. I think here, while she rises 3 kilos, she gets a near-on identical situation for Chris Parnham from the draw. He can have her right behind the tempo, likely to be set by Sky 5, and from there I think that she's probably going to prove too strong again. Hopefully for us, she can make it win number 4 at start number 6, Try For Us the filly. Number 6, Kerman Rock, a fellow 3-year-old who's definitely well placed here by Chris Willis. This horse is pretty capable on his day, we saw that in the Derby. Number 2, Treasured Crown, hit the line really strongly first up behind Sun in a slowly run race. And 7, Sluice Box, who gets a massive 5.5 kilo weight swing off Try For Us. But I just don't know where this horse gets to from what is a horrible draw on paper. My numbers in race number 6, 5, 6, 2 and 7. Race number 7 is our feature, the Raconteur Stakes of 2021, a listed race at 1400 metres for the 3-year-olds. We're going back 7 days ago and watching the impressive closing sections of the Victor, Graceful Girl.
In behind them, Queen Brown. Miss Ivy League next over on the fence. Divine Pair. It tracks to the outside. Graceful Girl behind those and looking to work clear. Timely Outburst hit the front. Hot Zed. Well, it looked gone at the 200. Here comes Graceful Girl. She's sprouting wings. Works into the clear. Gets to the outside of Timely Outburst. Who kicks again? Pike really has to muscle Graceful Girl, but she now draws clear late. Graceful Girl beat home Timely Outburst.
Once William Pike hoisted her to the outside, she really let down powerfully. And in a lot of ways, she started to bring a few parallels to her full brother in State Solicitor. Now, I don't think she has anywhere near the natural raw ability of a horse like State Solicitor, but she's definitely showing a turn of foot that does bring back memories. Once she got to the outside there, she let down so impressively. She backs up off 7 days, she steps to 1400, and she finds a field here where they're going to get along, and there looks to be pressure in the race. You know Billy Ain't Silly will lead, you know that Soleil will come out positive, you know Chris Parnham will come out running on No Surrender. So hopefully William Pike can stay in touch with them, keep this filly between 4 and 5 lengths off the leaders, and if she does turn for home in that position, watch for her late, number 7, Graceful Girl. Number 2, Billy Ain't Silly, has been beating up on the older horses. He's well suited here at the set weights and penalties conditions of the race. A mile back to 1400 and a horse that can absorb pressure and still kick. Number 3, Soleil, the winner of a Challenge Stakes, the winner of a Natasha Stakes. She's a classy filly this, and I really did enjoy her recent trial. Number 4, No Surrender, who carried a mountain of weight, 60.5 kilos first up. He's another one that comes right back here at the set weights and penalties conditions. My numbers in the feature, the Raconteur Stakes, race number 7, 7, 2, 3 and 4. Race number 8, the Fifi Handicap over 1200 metres. A really difficult little race to assess, and we have to go back to mid-March to watch the last start victory of a horse who's first up on Saturday, called Excellent Dream.
By Jericho Missile, Platinum Bullet well back in the field. Zeeble headed for home in front. Excellent Dream got a beautiful run on his inside. Charlton Eddie is still down there in the middle of the track. Jericho Missile running on, but Rowilla at the 100 shot Excellent Dream through. He hit the front, drew 2 lengths clear. Jericho Missile, beautiful ride Bradley Rowilla, and goes home to win an Excellent Dream from Jericho.
77 days since we've last seen Lindsay Smith's horse, and it was there in replay when victorious. He's definitely got a little bit of different to him. We remember that on debut, he ran right off the course. We remember at one of his first starts as a 3-year-old for Lindsay Smith, he ran off the course. So he can do a little bit wrong in his races, but of recent times they've been able to iron out those issues and he's starting to fulfil his wonderful potential. I'm not quite sure where he gets to from this gate, let's be honest. He's drawn out in no man's land, Lakdar Rumley. But he's drawn a gate outside of Hot Zed, a 3-year-old of Lou Luciani's, who's likely to come out running to try and find a spot. So hopefully for Lucky Rumley, who's riding particularly well at the minute, Excellent Dream can come across and get somewhere midfield with some cover, because he is definitely good enough to win this. I, however, from a tipping perspective, went for a mare who I know turns up fresh. I know goes well at Belmont Park. I know goes well in general and gets a lovely map here from gate number 5. And that's the mare, Serenity Bay. She resumes here after coming through listed company when last in work. A Pinjarra Classic, a Bunbury Stakes, a Grandstand Cup, which may have just been a little bit beyond her at that stage of her career. Comes back here to a 78 plus, 72 plus even. And I think that she can get the chocolates here, and she should go around about each way. Number 3, Serenity Bay. Number 6, Hot Zed. Number 1, Excellent Dream. They're both going to need some luck from some bad draws, but they've both got a lot of natural talent. Number 8, the filly Shan Talk. Russie Stewart takes the blinkers off. She comes back down in the weights, and all of a sudden Sean McGruddy, who's ridden her to all of her victories, jumps back aboard. My numbers in race number 8, 3, 6, 1 and 8. Race number 9, Coolridge Handicap at 1400 metres. Now, if you're one of those punters, myself included, who backed Bright Diamond first up, make sure you look away now, because this gets pretty ugly.
The inside right behind Apollo, who's behind the leader. Comes a time joined in strongly. Universal Pleasure, Enduring Moment, trying to get out. Inside the 250, Purely is being nursed, travels well. Leads by a length on the outside. Apollo, Bright Diamond coming through. Comes a time is peaking a little bit. Purely's in front. Apollo, Bright Diamond bursting through now. Purely just in front from Bright Diamond. Apollo, Purely fights on. Beat Bright Diamond. Apollo. Comes a time.
Doesn't matter how many times you watch that replay, you just wonder whether or not if Pike had come to the outside, would Bright Diamond have won? We'll never know. We don't question the form of William Pike. I'm sure here he will give her a perfect steer, and she looks like she'll bounce back pretty hard, Bright Diamond. That was her first run in a long time. It was around a year since we'd last seen her. She trialled well, she ran well, she now gets in on the minimum. She looks awfully hard to beat in this, stepping to 1400, and the kind of mare that you can follow throughout the preparation as she goes right through the grades. Not going to get any flash price, I wouldn't have thought. In fact, she may well open black figures and close red figures. So, fingers crossed she can make amends. Number 11, Bright Diamond. Number 14, She's a Charmer. Actually looks like a pretty similar horse to Bright Diamond. She's a 3-year-old filly from Bernie Miller's yard. She's got an exciting turn of acceleration. And when she draws a gate, she can actually hold up a position in running. Number 5, Comfort Me. This was a seriously good run first up. Went straight to a 1200, sat 3, 4, 5 off the fence at various stages. Kept coming, loomed the winner, only fought off late by Magnaforce. Number 9, Next Best in Angelic Miss. Don't know where she gets from the map perspective. Likely to be back with cover at very best. Going particularly well, but just needs to draw a little bit closer in this grade. My numbers in race number 9, 11, 14, 5 and 9. Best bets on Saturday the 5th of June 2021. I think we can get off to a flyer. Race 1, number 3, I'm Pretty, into our old favourite. Race 6, number 5, Try For Us. Britt Taylor will bring you the box seat next Wednesday. Hopefully she can find you a few winners. And as always, it's free entry to Belmont Park.